Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of this page from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, coloured with Polychromos pencils. We have this little fish spoon to colour today. Let's come in a little closer and have a look. Now I thought that we would do the spoon in a sort of silvery colour, just so it's different to the key that we did yesterday. And then the fish part, maybe in a blue. I think blue and silver can go quite well depending on how we do it. We'll have a little go. It's quite fine detail, but I'm sure that we can find a way. Now the spoon, I'm going to start. Just having a think about it. Its spoons are quite tricky, I have to say. I'm using my Cold Grey 2 to start with, and I'm thinking I'm going to do it. See this edge bit here of the spoon here, this is going to be the bit that's closest to us if you think about it. So it's going to be the lightest part of the spoon, and then suddenly it will dip down in here, and this part will probably be the darkest. So I'm going to go to quite a bit darker. This is the Cold Grey 5, and I'm going to put a sort of dark bit down here in the middle, and then scumble it out a little bit like that. And then we'll go to Cold Grey 4 and do a little more work here over the top of what we've done already. Just start to bring it up towards the edge part here, and then finish it with the Cold Grey 3. And I'm going to bring it right up to the edge. I've used Johanna's lines to sort of guide me. I'm trying to just make sure I've gone over all of it. This bottom bit isn't as dark as I'd hoped, so I'm going to go back in with my Cold Grey 5 and just put a little more down here, just to really try and make it look like we've got that sort of dipped in type shape. It's quite difficult to do, I have to say. I find spoons quite hard, but I think that might just do us okay. Now the fish, I was thinking if we go for a grey blue, it might work quite well. You could do it just in the same sorts of cold greys and make it look silvery, but what I'm going to do is use the sky blue, and I'm going to sharpen it even more. I want a really good point on here, there, because we're going to be doing each of these little scales separately, so I'm going to try to fade them downwards, so build up the layers at the top and then fade it down towards the base. Or is it the other way around? I don't know. I think it is. Like that. Ignore what I'm saying and just copy what I'm doing. And you can even leave the very bottom bit, the very end bit white. I'm doing that a little bit and it makes it look a bit more shiny. Now I've got some fins in an eye, which I'm actually going to do in a different colour. I'm going to do this bit in this colour though. I'm going to make it a bit darker on those edges and a bit lighter inwards, like that. Then I'm just going to go slightly darker with my light ultramarine. Give it a sharpen again. Go light ultramarine, quite hard to read. And do the eye and these fins with this one. There we go. Now background. Well, what's going to match and what are we going to do? I was thinking we could do like here we faded towards the middle. Maybe we'll do a sort of diagonal fade on this one. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Sorry about that. Right, so I'm thinking of a colour. I had thought that green might work, but then of course we've got these green leaves and things that we're going to do at the end. So I'm thinking maybe a darker blue could work. Pink, we've got pink here, haven't we? I don't think orange, maybe red. Red's a bit similar to this, so maybe just a darker blue might work. Actually, this might be quite a good combination. Let's have a go. I'm going to keep it a surprise. I'm going to start with my darkest, Cobalt Turquoise. Okay, and I'm going to, as I say, come across from the corners. So I'm going to start in this corner here, up here, and this will be my darkest area. So I'm going to layer up quite a bit here. Just keep colouring on top of yourself, on top of your layers, layer, 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 until it gets nicely intense. And then we're sort of thinking that this is the diagonal centre, so we need to sort of come in that direction. So let's think about that angle a little bit, not too much, it's not like hugely important. I'm going to start fading it off a little bit now. We're going to use some other colours too. So like that, just sort of fade it a bit. There we go, and we're going to do the same in this corner. This is quite a similar technique to what we did in the last one, but it's slightly different. Just gives you some different ideas. I think it's quite nice to have some different ideas. There we go. Oh, excuse me sniffing, I've still got a bit of a cold. Now I'm going to go next to the, I'm going to sneeze again. Right, I'm going to go to the Cobalt Green next. Now this isn't quite the same sort of shade of colour, so I'm going to go right over the top of what I've done already, just so that it's easier to tone it in. So over the top of here. It also ensures that it's we're getting a nice good thick layer of colour. Oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze again. My nose is just really tickly. it's really strange. I am going to take this all the way to the middle, but we do have a third colour to go on top of these sort of light bits. It's nice and quiet in the house today. Everyone's out for a bit. It's nice to have a bit of time to myself. I mean, I'm with you guys, obviously, but it's just nice. I don't get much time on my own anymore. Sometimes it's lovely, but I'm going to be watching some tennis soon and relaxing for the afternoon. But this is quite relaxed. I'm actually in the middle of a picture in this book, so I have to take it through. I won't, obviously, well, I say obviously, I'm not going to finish this whole page. I'm going to leave that there. I think that's a sort of natural end. I could take it up there, but I think I'm not. I'm just going to leave it there. All the sun is out. I think we're okay. My final colour for this is the light Cobalt Turquoise. Again, I'm going to go over everything. Excuse me, but not too much up here. Just a little bit, just to make sure it's, you know, remember, maybe if you did watch yesterday's, I sort of made sure I went right up to the edges of all the leaves and vines and things. I'm going to do that now with this one. Yeah, the sun's shining, but it isn't on this part of the desk, so hopefully it's not making the colour too weird. It's always hard to know what the camera's doing because of the sun. And yeah, I probably should, ideally, you know, have only artificial light in my recording room so that it, with a daylight bulb, so that it all looks better, but I just don't have that set up, unfortunately. I mean, I could sort of, I know some people have their own separate studio, which obviously they're really big YouTubers and they've got lots of money, but at the end of the day, I don't know whether it's really worth it, because you know, would I want to be out of the house in a studio to record? Because now it means like today my family have nipped out. I can nip in here and do a few minutes of video, you know, an hour or whatever it is, and then that's that. But if I had to travel to my studio first, I wouldn't have the luxury of doing that. There are pros and cons. Oh, I've got cramp in my hand. I'm going to just sharpen my pencil. There are pros and cons to having your business separate to your family life, of course. You know, if you can't switch off if it's always there all the time. But I'm quite good at doing that, and because I do what I love, that helps. You know, there are bits that are better than other bits, but nothing, it doesn't get me down or stress me or anything like that. So, you know, that's all good. And also it means that I can be near my family when I'm editing and things like that, which is all good too. I think he looks like he's swimming in water now. I quite like that one. Okay, I think that is done. I'm just going to brush it off. Actually, got a few pencil crumbs. There we go. So that's a different way of doing a background with a sort of diagonal gradient instead of a towards the centre. I think that one is a little bit easier, but maybe you may or may not agree. I don't know if I'm going to be able to think of different ones for every single item, but anyway, that's that one. I'm going to challenge myself. But thank you for watching today. Please do like, subscribe and comment. It makes a huge difference to the video. And remember, if you're a member of the channel, you'll be able to get all the videos already as a compilation. It sounds weird saying that to myself because I haven't finished them all yet, but by the time this is put out, the members compilation video will be done, so you can look at them all in advance. So my members get that advantage, they get the whole series in one go. But everyone else will get them, they'll just have to wait a bit longer. But I think, you know, I tend to do one each day, so it won't feel like too long to wait. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really super day and happy colouring.